right, this is 7th grade 4.7, the last one in chapter 4, I believe. I think it is. Yes, it is. Last one. So fractions and decimals. Page 199. Kind of a cute little picture of a koala bear up there on the top of the page. So make sure you're looking with me as we go through a true vocabulary. Terminating decimal is a decimal number that stops. For example, 0.5 is a terminating decimal. It stops. 0.25. 0.715. The reason why they're terminating or why they stop is because we know how to say it, have a place value. That'd be 5/10, 25 hundredths, 715 thousandths. Do you remember your place value? A repeating decimal would be like 0.3333 forever. You use bar notation to signify a decimal that is repeating. And we'll talk about what happens when we run into those as we do our problems today. So example number 1, writing fractions as decimals. If you remember, I've always said fractions are just another way to write division problems. So the way we say this, you start at the top, it's 7 divided by 20. 7 divided by 20. Top number goes in the box, and then you just divide out. Add your zeros on. Remember when you were a little kid, you used to go, can't do it. Well, now you can put a decimal and some zeros and start dividing. 20 goes into 73 times, which is 60. Subtract, bring that one down, and 20 goes into 100 5 times. I didn't need that 0, so the correct answer would be 35 hundredths. See how they did it? Same deal, and same answer. So look, got to do some of that dividing. This one right here, 3 and 5/8, this is our whole number. So we know that this right here is going to be, our answer is going to be 3 point something. Okay, so let's just forget about the 3 and deal with the 5/8. 5 divided by 8, and then we'll just attach it to the 3. So usually that's what I do, is start with 2 decimal places. 8 goes into 50, not 7 times, 6 times, which is 48. Subtract, bring down. 8 goes into 20 twice, which is 16. Subtract, and then you can have remainders, so you keep adding zeros that you bring down. Remember, I brought this one down here. This is the one I just added. And 8 goes into 45 times exact. So we end up with 0, and we're done. So we attach that to the end of this number, and that decimal is 3 and 625 thousandths. Now they may do it a little different. Let's see if they do or not. Nope, they did it the same. And attached it to the 3. There we go. So the guided practice, write the fraction or the mixed number as a decimal. I love it when it's 3, or when it's the 10 on the bottom. 3/10 is just 0.3. But if you don't remember that, 3 divided by 10, add your 0, it goes in there 3 times. See how easy that is? 3/10. 17 200ths. Well, don't know how many times, so 17 divided by 200. Add a decimal there. 200 won't go into 170, right? Very well. So you got to put a 0 here. And 2 goes into 17 8 times, so that'll be 1600. There'll be 100 left over. Add a 0, bring it down, and it goes into 1,000 5 times. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So you should always put that 0 in the front of the decimal. There it is. 3 and 4/5. Remember, you leave the 3. It's going to be 3 point something. 4 divided by 5. Add 1 decimal because I can see it's just going to come out 0.8. There it is. 2 and 7/8. So again, you leave the 2. 7 divided by 8. Let's put a couple decimals. It goes in there 8 times, which is 64. 6 left over. 8 goes into 67 times, which is 56. Subtract, bring down another 0, and it goes in there so it's 2.875. There it is. So example number 2 says write 5/3 as a decimal. So same thing. Just notice it's an improper fraction, so it's going to come out with a whole number. 3 goes into 5 once, with 2 left over. Can't have it once it has a decimal, so we'll have to add, bring down, bring our decimal up. 3 goes into 26 times, which is 18. Bring this down. 3 goes into 26 times, which is 18. Subtract 2, bring down the 0. 3 goes into 26 times, which is 18. Do you guys want me to stop? Because look what's happening. Every time we're going to get 20. No matter if we do this all night, all day and night, it will still get the 6. So that is a repeating decimal. The 6 is repeating. So we would write it 1.6 and put the line over the part that's repeating. The line does not go over the 1. The line just goes over the part that is repeating. So let's see if we got that right. Yep. Okay, so 13/33. So 13 divided by 33. Add the So 13 into 130, that's not the funnest thing to do, I don't think. 132, 33 times 3 is 99, so it goes in there 3 times, which is 99. There'd be 31 left over. Bring the 0 down. And 33 goes into, let's try 9. It's pretty big. 297, so it is a 9. And I get a 13. Now what do you notice? Didn't we start with a 13? So it's going to be 3 again, which is 99. It's going to be a 31 again. If I add my 0 and bring it down, which is going to be 9 again. So this time, not only do we have 1 repeating digit, we have 2 repeating digits. So 0.39, you would put a line over the 3 and the 9. Both digits are repeating. And they agree with us. Okay, bar notation. Write 85 hundredths as a fraction or a mixed number. So the key to this one is to saying these numbers correctly. And you may need to review your place value. Remember decimal place value? This is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. And let's just do it with fractions. Tenths, hundredths, and then the thousandths place. So 85 hundredths would be 85 over 100. And then you should always, always reduce fractions. And I always see the 5. I know 5 can go into 120 times. So I'm not sure about 85, so I'm going to have to divide that. 17. So that answer then would be 17/20. So say the decimal correctly with the place value. Write it. Simplify it. That's it. So we say this number correctly. That's 4 and 375 thousandths. Remember, when you say the decimal, that's when you say and. So 4 and, that's the whole number. 375 goes on the top, and then you put 1,000 on the bottom. So now we got to reduce that. Now, I know it can divide by 5 because that ends in a 5 and a 0. So let's see, that would be 200. 5 goes into 1,000, 200. 375 divided by 5 is 7, would be 35. 25 would be 75. And think quarters. 25 can go into 75 3 times, and $2 has 8 quarters. So it'd be 4 and 3/8. I love it when it's 25s because quarters and I get along really well. It's 4 and 3/8. And they reduce it just a little bit differently, but still works out. Okay, so write the fraction or mixed number as a decimal. So 7 divided by 9. 7 goes in there 7 times, or 9 goes in there 7 times, which is 63. Subtract, you get 7. 63, what's happening? So it's 0.7 and the 7 is repeating. Okay, 13/6. 6 into 13, it goes twice. 1, add a decimal, bring it down. It goes in there once. Subtract, I get 4, add another 0, bring it down. 6 goes into 40. 5, 6 times, which is 36. You get a 4, and look what's happening. Every time you're going to keep getting that 4, or the 6. So it's going to be 2.16, and the only a line over the 6, because that's the only part of it that's repeating. And it's hard to see, but it agrees with us there. 2 and 5, 11, so we keep the 2. We know it's going to be 2 point something. 5 divided by 11 goes in there 4 times, which is 44. Subtract goes in there 5 times, which is 55. Add a 0. 50 again goes in there 4 times. So look, we're going back. So the 4 5 is going to repeat. Yep. And sorry, let me get rid of the stuff. 4 and 3, 20. So it's going to be 4 point something. 3 divided by 22. 22 goes into 30 once, which is an 8. Bring down the 0. 22 goes into 80. 4 times 20 is 8, so it's got to be 3, which is 66. 14. Add a 0. Bring it down. 22 goes into 22 times 5 is 11. 22 times 6 is 132. So it's going to be a 6, which is 132. There's 8, and see right there, that's when we got the 8. So when did that start? With the 3, 6. So it's going to be 136, and the 3, 6 is repeating. So it's important to look for patterns because it'll save you time. Don't divide out forever. Write the decimal as a fraction or a mixed number in simplest form. Okay, so say this correctly. 4 tenths. 4 tenths, which reduces to 2 fifths. I like those little ones. Those are easy. 2 and 65 hundredths. 2 and 65 over 100. Divide those both by, 2 stays there. Divide them by 5. That would be 20. I think 65 divided by 5 is 13. Let's see if I'm right. Yep. 1 and 25 tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. Wow. Okay, now I know a quarter can go in there. Let me see. It'll be 1 and 1. Let me cover these up. A quarter goes in there 4 times with 2 zeros, 400. 1 400ths, I think. Yes. Quarters again. 735 thousandths. Okay, I'll have to divide by 5. No, that one's easy. 735 divided by 5. That's 1, 23, that's a 4, 20, 35, 147, and I know that one. I don't think it'll go any farther. Yep. Alright, so you're dividing and writing those and making sure you're simplifying. Okay, example number 4. The last example says, the map below shows areas as fractions of the total area of the United States. Which one of these states has the least area? 17 400ths, 1/25th, 1/30th, or 9 over 125. So what I think they want us to do, or what they're getting at, is having us change these to decimals. So on A, right here, this would be 17 out of 24. You would take 17 divided by 400. This one you would take 1 divided by 25. This one you would take 1 divided by 30. And this one you would take 9 divided by 125. Okay? And just to save time, I'm going to write what the book has. This one comes out to be 0.0425. Montana comes out to be 0.04. New Mexico comes out to be 0.03 with a line over it, and 0.072. And they want to know which one is the Least area. When I compare, I always put the same number of decimal places. That's going to be 2 3s because the 3's repeating. And the 3 right there, it's going to be New Mexico. And there it's just, I don't know why I wrote all that. I could have just went through this for you guys. Sorry. New Mexico. Okay, order the fractions from least to greatest. Again, we would divide those out. 1 divided by 40. Okay, 1 doesn't go in there. 40, it goes in there twice, which is 80. Subtract, that would be 20. Add the 0. It goes in there. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Sorry, 5 times. Okay, so that's that one. 21 divided by 200. Goes in there once, which is 200. 10. 200 doesn't go into 100. Add another 1. It goes into 1,000. That would be a 5. 1 into 16. Okay, 1 won't go into 10. I got to put my decimal place, so I have to have a 0 there. Boy, 16 into 100. Excuse me, 16 into 100 goes. Let's try 7. That's 11. Ooh, I was close. 16 times 6 would be 96. So that's 6 times. Would be a 4. Let's go just one more place. I think that's all we need. 16 goes in there twice. I'm going to stop right there. Okay, 17 divided by 125. 170 goes once. 45. 125 times 4. Ooh, is 500, so it's going to be 3. Okay, this one's 0206. That's got a 1 right there. So the 1/40th is first. That 1/16th is second. This goes 10 and 13, so then the 21 over 200 is next, and 17 over 125. Let's see if I did it. Look at that. That didn't take long. See, you get to that dividing. Makes it pretty easy. All right, I think that's it. Ooh, they have the guided practice again there. I think we already did that. Okay, that's it. We'll see you. Bye.